you go. Well, good morning, brothers and sisters. It's my honor today to introduce someone who knows what it means to lead under pressure and who understands that when firefighters speak with one voice, it's worth listening. Our guest today is no stranger to the fire service or to the issues that matter to our members. From our cancer coverage legislation, protecting pensions and benefits, to strengthening mental health resources and ensuring that firefighters have the tools and support they need to do their job safely. He's been there when we need him time and time again, and now he's here again today. Please join me in welcoming the 47th Governor of the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, welcome to the Florida Professional Firefighters 81st Convention.
Thank you. Great to be with you guys. Thanks so much. I hope you're enjoying beautiful Palm Beach Gardens at this great venue here. I know you guys have been working hard, but hopefully you've had some time to also have some fun. I just want to say, as governor, on behalf of the people of the state of Florida, we appreciate your service to your communities. We appreciate your service to the state. We recognize the fact that you have a duty that you discharge to run into the danger, to protect others, to save family members, friends, pets, whatever may be in harm's way. And that's a noble calling, and that's very meaningful for the communities that you serve. So thank you for what you do, and keep up the great work. Now, we have worked hard over these many years to recognize that. You know, you'll have these people, these elected officials, you know, they'll go to these things and like they'll whatever their audience is, you know, they'll try to tell them what they want to hear, then they'll go to the next, tell them what they want to, and they don't ever actually do anything, right? And so we believe that while words can be meaningful, ultimately deeds are the most powerful. And we have not just said that we were supportive of first responders, we have shown through our actions that we've been supportive of first responders. Now, Bernie mentioned the 2019 legislation I signed on the cancer bill. That was really landmark legislation for this state. I know you guys have been working on it for a long time. It's something that needed to be done, and the benefits have been very, very significant, and we're seeing people that are being helped. You know, during COVID, we also recognized when that rolled around that our first responders were basically seeing their duties increase. You're being called upon to do all these things that are not necessarily a normal course of business. And so the federal government, they did these like massive spending bills, honestly, massive debt to our country, which in hindsight, but nevertheless, they sent this, and it's like, you know, in Florida, we were open, right? I mean, our economy was doing well. We didn't necessarily need, but if you sent it back to them, then at the time Biden, he would just send it to other states. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. I mean, our taxpayers have contributed to this. So we utilized those resources for 3 years in a row. We did $1,000 bonuses for every single first responder in the state of Florida. Law enforcement, firefighter, EMT. And that's $1,000 after taxes because, you know, you get it and you have to pay tax. So whatever the check was for more than that to cover the taxes. And so $1,000. And over those 3 years, prices of goods were going up a lot more than that. And we recognize that, but we wanted to be able to show our token of appreciation. The other thing we did, you know, during COVID that really impacted first responders is, you know, you had this movement, some cities, some counties, eventually the federal government, where they wanted to force folks to take the mRNA COVID jab. And I had a lot of firefighters come up to me saying that they didn't want to do it, but they feared losing their job if they didn't do it. And a lot of these people had been on the front lines of COVID from the beginning. A lot of them had COVID and had natural immunity, which, you know, they used to recognize that as something that was part of immunology until COVID kind of fried all the medical profession's brains for a few years. Now I think we kind of do recognize natural immunity again. I don't know, I have to check on that. Maybe I'll call Dr. Fauci and ask him what he thinks. Probably wouldn't want to take my call, and I don't blame him. But people were put in this position where you already had COVID, you're being told you have to take this, or else you may not have a job anymore. So we called a special session of the Florida legislature, and we passed legislation saying, and it wasn't just limited to first responders, but obviously we had a lot of outcry from that community. You shouldn't be forced to choose between a job you need and a shot you don't want. And so we put those protections into law. I just signed an extension of those protections that take place June 1st for another couple years. First of all, the legislature really needs to make this stuff permanent. You either believe that you have the choice or you don't, and we believe that, and we want to continue to do it. But we were able to save, a lot of jobs in the first responder community by doing that, and I'm proud that we stood up. And now everyone says, of course, that should be the policy. At the time, that was not the case. I mean, we were getting hit and hit very hard. But you know what? If you're not taking flak, you ain't over the target. So we just got to know. Last month, we closed a major gap in state law to ensure that firefighters injured during official training are eligible for compensation. I mean, the reality is that's part of your duty as well. And those training exercises, as just a military veteran, I can tell you, those training exercises have risk. But it isn't like those are cost-free. So we recognize that, and we're glad that we were able to get that done. I've also proposed in the state budget, normally there's a budget done by now. It's not done. Maybe it'll get done. We'll see. Hope springs eternal. But we proposed a 25% pay increase for our state firefighters. And part of that is just a recognition for our appreciation and a job well done. But part of it is just practical that, folks have options. And if your paying is not keeping up, you're going to lose some good people. So we felt strongly about that for not only the state firefighters, but also state law enforcement like Highway Patrol. They're doing a lot of great work for the state in addition to the traditional duties. I mean, they're really part of our tip of the spear for enforcing the laws on illegal immigration. They're netting all these illegal aliens that basically were just released into our country over the past 4 years. And it's like, this person's already been ordered to be deported. This person's been arrested. This is just, and it's like, that's not good for the state of Florida to just allow that. So those guys are doing something about it. And I appreciate that. So as it stands now, the House of Representatives is not including any pay increase for our state firefighters in their proposed budget. I do believe the Florida Senate is going to have a proposed pay increase. Maybe they don't pick up all 25% that I asked for, although let's just be clear, state of Florida is flush with resources right now. Since I've been governor, you take the 180-year history of the state and look at all the debt Florida's accumulated, we've retired 41% of it just in my tenure as governor. We've run budget surpluses that are the biggest in the history of the state of Florida, and yet we've been able to cut taxes in a major way. We've been able to support law enforcement, support our first responders. We've been able to support things like environmental restoration. We've been able to support more roads and upgraded highways, education, all these different things. So we're showing that this can be done and done in a really, really good way. And there's people, in other states that could take a lesson from that. Heck, you even look in Washington with the Congress and kind of how they spend money. So we've done it very, very well. But this is budget dust to be able to provide pay increase for our state firefighters. So there's no reason that it can't be done. Now, we do have two of our reps, Alvarez and Booth, here today, and they're going to talk about this bill that I'm going to sign. And just for the record, both of them support the pay increases, and so hopefully word trickles up to the powers that be. So the bill that I'm going to sign momentarily, so we'll see what happens with the budget, but the bill that I'm going to sign momentarily strengthens Florida's commitment to the health and safety of our firefighters. We, of course, ask our firefighters to face danger at a moment's notice. You got to run into the fire. You have to respond to emergencies. And you obviously are exposed to a lot of really significant trauma. That takes a toll, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. This bill ensures we recognize and respond to those realities. It updates the Florida Firefighters Occupational Safety and Health Act to reflect the full scope of harm that firefighters face, including occupational diseases and mental health ramifications. This is something that I know people have been working on for a long time. It will create work schedules that limit regular shifts to 42 hours per week to reduce burnout and fatigue, and importantly, it means adding suicide prevention to our safety protocols, treating it with the seriousness it deserves, and taking real steps to prevent those tragedies. So with HB 929, we're providing our firefighters with the additional tools, support, and protection that they deserve. So job well done on that. I'm going to sign it momentarily, but before I do that, I'll bring up the reps to say a few words. So if you guys want to come up and speak, and then we'll make it official.
Thank you. Thank you. Most importantly, thank you for everyone for standing with us this session. Your courage, dedication, and sacrifice are the backbone to public safety in Florida, and today we're proud to stand beside you with meaningful action that honors the work that you do. I want to begin by thanking Governor Ron DeSantis for signing this bill into law and continuing to support Florida's first responders. His leadership ensures that when we say we've got your back, it's backed up by action. And a sincere thank you also goes to Speaker Perez and Senate President Albritton for prioritizing this bill during this legislative session. Their commitment to hearing this bill, moving it forward, made the difference too, and their support sends a clear message that the state of Florida stands with its fire service community. And I'd like to thank all of the colleagues in the Florida legislature for their dedication and support in passing this important piece of legislation. To every firefighter across the state of Florida, thank you for your service, thank you for your strength, and for your sacrifice. This law is a step forward, but our commitment to you doesn't end here. Thank you, and God bless.
You know, the governor said it, and he said it absolutely correctly. There's a lot of people that give incredible lip service once they get elected to cops and firefighters because they think that's how they're going to get votes. But when you press those people to find out what they're really made of, they're soft and they collapse. You know why? Because everyone loves cops until it's time to pay for them. Everyone loves firefighters until it's time to fund them. This bill proves to you that that's not true. At least not with the people that are standing here. That's why I'm so proud to be standing here with the governor and Erica, who both worked extremely hard along with our partners in the Senate to get it done. Lip service is not enough when our brothers and sisters are dying at their own hands. Think about what I'm saying to you. Every man and woman in here literally said, "Send me." Every man and woman in here literally volunteered to go into what people fear the most. And you're going to look at me and tell me those are the people that are going to take their own lives? I tell you that's not right. And that's not true. And we're finally figuring out what it is and how we're getting there. Right? So everyone's, I want to save my brother. And then when we ask them to help us save our brothers and sisters, they tell me we can't afford it. They tell me, maybe next year, Danny, that's not worth the fight. And I will tell you that is unacceptable. This bill, I want you to understand how many times it almost died. It got fought every step of the way. I literally fought every step of the way. This woman fought every step of the way, and your union fought every step of the way. So how about a big round of applause for these people? Yeah, stand up. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something. It is our goal, my goal, our goal, until the day I am no longer an elected official, to make sure that cops and firefighters are seen and respected just like a veteran. I call you the daily deployed. You would say, hey, thank you, Danny, for your service. You're awesome. I appreciate you. We went, we did our job, and we came home, and we were members of society. You deploy daily. You are the 1% of our war society, and a society that is good honors them. A society is great. That's great. Elevates them to the position they deserve. I want you to understand, you're not asking for anything that you don't deserve. And it is about time that we recognize it. With this bill, we're finally one step further to do it. I love you guys. Thank you, Governor, for doing this. I appreciate you guys so much.
Today's the 5th of June?
I believe so, Governor. Make sure. 5th of June, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, who wants one? Okay. Anyone else?
I'd like one, Governor.
Okay. They do.
Thank you.
Anyone in the peanut gallery?
Throw one over to Meredith. Yeah. Throw one over to Meredith.
All right. Good work, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you. All right. Yep. So, Keith, we're happy to sign the bill. I know it's going to make a difference. I thank the reps for their hard work on it, and just let us know as there's more things that come down the pike. Our door's always open, and we truly appreciate what you guys do for us in our community. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, y'all, we're going to take let's take 15 to let things wind down here, and we'll get back in the order of business. Right now it is 10:25. Let's be back at, I can't do math, 10:40.
MBS. Hey, that's because you're so fucking skinny. I didn't even